everyone, it's Sam and I'm back with project number 4 of my Valentine's series of 2025. Like I say in all the videos, if you don't like Valentine's Day, these projects will work for many other occasions. Just swap out the papers, change the sentiments, and you're going to have lovely 3D makes for birthdays, Christmas, Easter, whatever else you like to celebrate. I am filling this hamper for my nan, and today's project is something to put a little gift card in, or a very small gift, maybe some jewellery, and I'm going to show you how to make this very cute little wallet. It's very sweet what's inside, and there's another little pocket on the back as well. But if you want to see how I make this, then keep on watching. Also, if you can, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, give this video a like if you enjoy it, and make sure you leave a comment as well. So let's get started. I'm going to be using this very handy tool. I've used this on a lot of my paper crafts. It is a popper punch, I think, so I can't remember the exact word name of it. I'll link it in the description box below, but it just gives a nice fastening finish on your paper crafts. A lot of people use it when they're making like little fabric bags and things. I'm going to probably use a sentiment from the kit, which is number 53, which is what I've been using a lot of during the series. Same paper pad again, and the Ditzy print embossing folder. So I've already done all of those pieces. I'm going to give you all the measurements. All the products that I'm using, apart from the tool here, are over on the Craft Sesh website. I've got a dedicated page of just all the products that I'm using throughout this series, and you'll see it all together there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this one's going to come together. So I've got all the pieces ready and I'm going to build it with you. I've stuck lots of the mats and layers down. I'm going to talk you through all of it. So for the main case, this is a piece of 8.5 by 3 3/4, and along the 8.5 side you're going to score at 3 and 3.5. And then I also scored on every track between those two measurements. So 3 1/8, 3 1/4, and 3 3/8. And if I hold it up, it just gives you that detail. And I'm not folding those score lines. I'm just going to roll the card so I get that nice kind of curve. Although, to be fair, actually, when I stick those in, it probably will go flat. But I just think visually it gives it quite a nice detail. So it's optional, and not everybody's scoreboard has the 1/8 of an inch increments on the board. So you might not be able to do that, but you can definitely, as long as you've scored at 3 and 3.5, then that's good. And then again at 6.5 and 7, again, score in between that score line if you want to add that extra detail there that I've got. And again, just kind of curve it around there, but you can see that kind of look when you wrap that around. Got that cool little case. For all these mats and layers, so I've got 4 pieces here of pattern paper, which is 3.5 by 2 3/4. So 2 for the back and 2 for inside. The embossed piece of card is 3.5 by 1 1/4, but that might be pattern paper for you. Okay, you could do that one as well if you want, but I'm probably just going to leave that plain. I have used the construction glue to stick all that down, and it's dried. I did this the other day, so it's nice and secure now. Then to make the little card pocket, so I'm going to have 3. I'm going to have a little, you can buy those little sentiment like credit cards, and they have like a little poem on them, all different themes. I've just used my Hobbycraft card there just so I knew I was getting the right size. I've done 3. You might just want 1, 2, it's entirely up to you. But to make the pockets, you want, for me, it'd be 3 pieces of 7.5 by 2 3/4. Along the long side, you're going to score at 3.5 and 7. That 1/2 inch tab, turn it so it's at the top, and then you're going to score at 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch. Okay, so do that 3 times. And then this is optional, but this is for a little pocket on the back of the wallet. So this is a piece of 6 3/4 by 2 3/8. Yeah, 2 3/8. Along the long side, you're going to score at 2 3/4, 3 and 3 1/4, and then 6, 6 1/4, and 6.5. This piece here to decorate the front, which I've embossed, is 2.5 by 2 1/8. Again, that might be pattern paper. Then for the little closure, this is a piece of 2 by 2 3/4, and along that 2 inch side you're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 7/8 of an inch, and then in between those two measurements score in between if you want to create that same detail. You can see there, you get that arch. As long as you've got the 1/2 inch section there, because that's what I'm going to add my glue to and attach it to the back of this piece. And then to decorate all of the sides of the wallets, the little pockets here for the cards, you'll want 6 pieces of 3 1/4 by 2. So I pretty much showed you how that one's going to look. So you just want to kind of fold it around, stick all your mats and layers on so you've got that little case. To make the pocket for one of those cards, so I'll do the third one of these, fold and burnish all of the score lines. What you want to do is just fold and burnish the 2 score lines along the long side, and then you just want to fold the first longer score line. Okay, the other section is actually just where you're going to add your glue, and then just a little bit of cutting. So we're going to remove a little square here. So along the short side you want to cut down the first of those 2 score lines, and you're just removing that little section there, just that square. Okay, and then here you're just going to snip up to the first score line in the middle, and then remove all of that bottom section. Remove the score line, go back to this piece and just take a little wedge off of each side. So that's how it should look. You've got that one long line there. That is literally a guide for where you add the glue, because if you go any higher you're going to stick more of this together and your card won't fit, because it literally is like the perfect fit. See, just above that line there. So you don't need to fold it. This is the hinge. This is what's going to connect the little pocket into the wallet. So just fold that back one so it kind of moves both ways. And then I'm just going to use my quick grab glue, just run that all down the side. And then also run your glue just down the top of those 2 little sections. You could do it all on that one if you want, but just as long as you don't put any glue, she says, on that bottom hinge piece. But just on one side there, so fold that under, like so, and then fold that across. So all the glue will just stick behind that section. Just give that a good burnish. And now we've got that little pocket with the hinge to be able to attach it. Then you can decorate it. So I gave you the measurements for those earlier. So you just sit them within the top part. Again, ignore that bit where the glue is. And then what I did is I used a 1/2 inch circle punch, and I just punched through all those layers to give me a little finger pull, just to make it easier for the recipient to be able to pull out the card. Okay, so they're stuck down. I'm not going to punch into it until the glue's dry. So we'll move on to this pocket. So this is optional, and it might just purely be decorative. So one of the ends, you'll have 3/4 inch sections. You want to create a mountain, valley, and then a mountain fold. So it sits behind this piece, like so. You see that little spring. And then you're going to do a mountain, valley, and a mountain fold. You want it to be like so. So this will then stick around to this side here. Just run some glue just along the very bottom there. Fold in the side. You want them to stick down onto that. I'll just put a bit on top of that one, and then just fold that whole piece over. So just pinch the bottom down so that will completely set together, but you've got a little opening at the top there just to pop a couple of coins in. So whilst that's still drying, I can kind of hold that down. You're going to add your glue to the 1/2 inch inside section of the little closure, and then just sit that on the back, line it right up to the top, and that will just wrap over. And I've given, like, the measurement should be enough to kind of allow it to still open, so it'll take the bulk of the coins, and that is going to sit on the back here. Once it's got the little closure on, it should look quite cute. So again, just make sure that that's all secure. Now, if you don't have the tool that I've got to make the little fastenings, you could just use some hook and loop. That will still work, and it will still look nice as well. Before I stick those in, so I'll just quickly do that while I remember. Just get it in the middle. Okay, so I've got my 3 little card pockets, and now I want to make the little closures. So you have it innie and an outie, male, female. It's, you know, got all different names, but you basically need your front. The front piece is what you're going to see. I think the yellow pops quite nicely against there. And That green would be nice. I think pink's just going to look a little bit, I mean, it's all within, it's all in keeping, all white actually. All white, that looks really cute. So I'm going to have, so you want a pointy one for outside and you'll need a pointy one for inside. So you need 2 pointies, and then within the same colour family you want an outie. So you can see that piece is like raised up there. And then I need an innie, which is like this. Can you see it's more of a disc with a dip inside, because that will go inside there. So from that side they kind of look the same, but can you, if I hold them up, it's hard to show this, but they are different from the back. But that's your outie, so that sticks up. Turn that over, that's your innie. All right, it doesn't matter which one goes on what side, as long as you've got a point with each one of those, but you could have that on the front and then the other one inside on here, or the other way around, that doesn't matter. So I'm going to have, yeah, white on the front. I'll do the same for this pocket. Okay, so next you are going to take your piercing tool and you want to work out where you need it to go. So I just want this to be pretty centered, and just carefully, it's very sharp, the piercing tool with this. I'm just gonna, got quite a few layers of card, but there we go, I can feel that's gone through. Take that out. So as long as you can see your hole on both pieces, that needs to line up. And again with this one, I should have done that before. Actually, I'm going to pierce all the way through because that's going to be stuck on the back, so you're not going to see it. So I'm going to go about there. Yeah, you're not going to see this because I'm sticking it right down, so that's okay. There we go. And then, like I said, it doesn't matter what pair you put together. So you're going to pop your point through like so, and then whatever one you've got with that, and just sit it on top. So I'm going to put the innie on that one, and then the dish part, you sit the top, you know, the bit that you're going to see, and then the rubber bit goes on top of that, and inside the rubber part is a metal piece that will kind of squash the plastic. So just make sure that you've got your bit in the tray and just give it a good squeeze, and you'll see the point has now been squashed and it stops that coming out. You might get a little bit of wrinkling in your card, which is why you need to layer it up so it's nice and strong. But that is now ready to clip in the next part. So you take your next case, that's going to go on the inside. So visually it all looks nice and neat as well. And then you want your outie on there. And again, this piece always sits in the dish. All you're doing, this tool basically squashes the point to become a stopper. And now, that should, I've got a nice snap to them. There we go. I love using these. It's such a nice touch. And if you don't like using magnets, and sometimes the hook and loop can be quite bulky and actually can be quite hard to take off the cardstock, this is a great little piece of kit. So I'm just going to do exactly the same now on the little pocket. Okay, so there's the little coin purse, and you can hear that nice snap. Just make sure that's nice and straight. Next, we want to stick these in. So 2 of them, only 2. First, you want to stick together, one over the other. So you're going to put a little bit of glue down the little 1/4 inch tab there. Then sit that one over the top. Because I've worked it out, because that's 1/2 inch. Obviously, these are now have 2 pieces that are 1/4 inch. So that will give me the 1/2 inch. So it will sit perfectly, because now that's together, it's back to that 1/4 inch, and then that one will sit next to it, and that's a 1/2 inch altogether. So then add some glue all along the bottom, and you're going to sit these up to, butt it up to that first fold, the first score line. Just bring that around. Okay. So you want to sit it so that you've got a nice amount on each side, so it's nice and centered, and just line it up to that outer score line. And just use my bone folder there. just to add a bit of pressure. I'll hold this up again just so you've got a good visual of exactly where that's positioned. Can you see when that comes up? So it's against this fold here. But when it opens up, you can see they've got plenty of room. If you carefully fold that one over, you can give it a good burnish. And then take this one, add your glue. And then this one is going to, the edge here is going to butt up to this middle one, which should then, if you stick that down, when you bring this up, it should line up with that fold. So this one and that one will both be kind of lying against the front and the back of the case. This one should sit right in the middle. Hopefully I've explained that, because I'm aware that the pink on top of the pink is probably not the best, but hopefully it all makes sense. You basically just want to fit all three of them into that middle 1/2 inch section. So when I bring it up, you see how nice it looks on the side. And once they've obviously got the cards in, that will bulk it out a little bit more. You could put money in there as well, some notes. You could put stuff in between the 1/4 inch sections there as well. See, it looks lovely just as it is. Like I said, that's why I said this is optional. So now I'm going to use the construction glue and just add my glue all on the back. And then sit this in the middle, just so I've got a nice equal border. And just spread out the glue on the side there. So in the stamp set here, you've got some really nice sentiments. So I'm using You're the Sweetest. I've heat embossed it in white, and I've stuck it onto the little ticket die that you get also. Some lovely ones. I'm going to be doing a video using the gumball machine, so keep an eye out for that one, because I know my nana think that's really cool. And then rather than having the sentiment on the front, I'm going to have it as like a little key ring. So I found this little tassel in my stash. I've got this little piece here, so I'm going to punch. I'm wondering actually to punch the hole. I don't really want to do it there. I think I'm going to punch just a little 1/8 of an inch hole on the corner, yeah, just there on the back. I've got this little ring, slide that through, and then I'll pop, or that just clips on, and then I'll slide that through. Ooh. Like so. Just check that all closes okay, and then I can just attach the little key, or the tassel little key ring. So there you have a very cute little gift card wallet. You can put anything in here. You could add some photos to this if you wanted. You could add more pockets on here, make this bit wider and have even more of these. And then obviously you've got your little coin purse on the back there. I'm super pleased with this. So let's add it to the basket. So for anybody just joining, you can see the other 3 projects. I'll just pop that one in there. I'm going to rearrange it all once everything's in there anyway. But yeah, everything has got treats in. I've just got to get the Lindor chocolates for that one. We've got the Werthers in there. We've got the chocolate raisins in that one there. And yeah, just got to get the gift cards for that one. So thank you as always for watching today. All of the products that I've used, like I said, are over on the Craft Stash website on that page. You can see it all together. Check out the playlist that'll be coming up now, and you'll be able to see all the past videos. But also I have a Valentine's full playlist of 8 years worth of Valentine's projects. There's tons on there. And as I've said through all the videos, if you're not into Valentine's, imagine this as a birthday hamper, a Christmas hamper, a Halloween hamper. It's very easy to just swap out the papers and change the sentiments. And I think, yeah, I think it's going to look wonderful. So thank you as always for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and make sure you leave a comment as well, because I do read them. See you soon. Bye.